Hi, it's Eric, Whistler Pilot Vertical Reference Forum poster here. I'm with Steve Gray of Blackcomb Helicopters, and I'm just going to ask him a few questions about flying a mountain approach. Steve, do you mind just describing a typical mountain approach?
Typical mountain approach, well, there's a lot of things. Number one is wind finding, which most pilots who have some mountain experience know how to do, but there's a lot of cues to wind direction, including blowing snow. For us heli-skiing, we like to use heli stakes that have a wind indicator on them. But wind can be very local. It's one of the reasons we use a heli stake is because it gives us a wind indication right at the spot we're going to be landing. But throughout your approach, you may experience several different wind directions. That's the first thing, is to find wind direction. The second thing is to look for an approach angle that's going to allow you a way out. With the flying in the mountains, you always want a way out. So whether it's a left turn or a right turn, you want to be able to allow yourself, in the event of either an engine failure or adverse wind conditions, downflowing air, etc., to be able to fly away from your spot and safely lose altitude, fly away, and either try it again or look for a new spot. The approach angle will vary depending on wind conditions and the site itself. There's a lot of different types of sites. We have culls and peaks and ridges, etc. Again, keeping in mind your way out, you may not always be directly into wind. You might have a slight crosswind, which will allow you your way out. At Blackcomb, we like to do a kind of a variable angle approach, where we start high, slow down, do a power check, which allows you to, number one, check wind. Number two, allows you to check and make sure you can hover out of ground effect safely, which you should already know if you checked your Hoagie charts. But in those conditions, it allows you to check that. And then you slow down, you continue your approach to the spot. It's kind of like flying on rails. You want to fly a straight line to your spot. And you want to be flying at a speed that you don't have to flare when you reach the stake. So it's a very flat approach in terms of the angle of the aircraft as you approach to the stake. So your landing should involve virtually no hover and no flare.
And typically, what type of power settings would you be using?
Well, power settings, when you're on your approach, you're going to want to check and make sure that you're not reaching the limit of any power setting in the aircraft. But you want to have a fairly good margin to be able to pull out of that approach if you have to.
All right. Thanks a lot, Steve.
You're welcome.